Hello, Hope. Please, guys, let me know if you notice in any part of the live stream if my mic doesn't work or it stops, like you cannot hear me. Please let me know, because this mic it's very defectuous. It has a lot of flaws, and it had interrupted me during some recordings. So yeah, I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed because I don't know, it just turns off. Like it turns off. Oh, Hope, I'm on episode 6 of Turtle Romantic, season 1. And I'm loving it. Actually, it's very entertaining. I love the characters. It's very entertaining. Hello, Mariana. Yes. Yes, I actually I put it I played, I put it, I pressed play yesterday while I was doing some chores, and I got hooked actually. Like, I don't know how I finished at number 6. Um, Obviously, like what I'm starting to notice is that the female lead is so annoying. It's so annoying. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's so annoying. Like, I know they probably do this on purpose, but I'm just like, I'm not feeling her character. Like, and I'm sure that the actress is great, but she like she gets all the favors, all the attentions. She even harms herself. Like I don't know if you remember how it started, Hope, but you know that she, I believe it was during the first episode, that she had this nervous breakdown and she decided to take her pills. I would believe that those are like anxiety pills. And she just like started pouring a lot of pills and just swallow them all. Like, I understand that maybe you are feeling anxious or you're having a panic attack, I don't know, but if you are a doctor, like, do you have to grab that many if you know that you're going to overdose? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't get it. How do you feel with the new president? I don't care. I don't care about. I actually, like, I don't know what to say. I'm just worried about me. Like, I'm zero politics in that sense. Like, I just keep working like I always do. Like, I always do every time there's elections. Like, we regular people, we have to keep working. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter who is, who is elected. We the people we have to keep working. So yeah, I'm just focusing on me, and that's it. Like, I'm just so annoyed that I had to go twice to vote, like, because it was a ballotage, but those things only happen in Argentina. Lee Sung Kyun, I can remember she's the first female lead. Yeah, I believe her character's name is Seojun, Seojang, Seojong. Yeah, that she is like the daughter of the president of the hospital. Great. They call her nickname, I believe, is Crazy Whale. I don't know because I'm watching with the Spanish subtitles and it says Crazy Whale, but in Spanish. So I don't know how it's translated into English, but yeah, she's called like Crazy Whale. Hey, Fluffy. Me too. Nowadays, I just don't care. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an opinion about the president. I just hope he does the job. I don't know. I have to see what he does, because of course that all of them, just like all the candidates, all of them promise a lot of things and do a lot of campaign, a lot of exaggeration, and then when it comes to the real work, they don't do anything. Like, they don't make the changes. They don't, and definitely I noticed that people wanted a change. Definitely, people wanted a change. Otherwise, we would have selected the same people that were before. People wanted a change. Yeah, that's her. I like her shooting stars. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Have you heard about that? I find it hilarious that people are calling this fan. I believe she's an Agase. She's a JB fan, the Mexican girl. That she was like, now she's being called like a Sasaeng, a Mexican Sasaeng, and she had been like blacklisted by JB's company and his family as well, because I remember she came on my TikTok, on my feed. She came in it, and I remember seeing her videos talking about what it was like to be at the coffee shop. I believe it's the one that is run by JB's parents. And I remember that I watched a few TikToks of her. I didn't know that she would turn out to be this Sasaeng or stalker, like, because actually, like, it seemed like just a regular fan, like just showing herself in that situation. But and honestly, like, I don't know how she escalated in her behavior, because I do remember only watching the first TikToks or videos that she did about, oh, I just happened to be here at JB's parents' coffee shop, and all of a sudden, look, I met JB. JB is in there. So she was like, "Oh yeah, it's destiny," and a lot of things. But I only saw those videos, And then I believe that the news came up that she actually kept making content claiming that she was dating him. Like, oh my God. I swear that me, as someone that I came across her TikTok just randomly. Sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi cut off. Can you hear me? Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know why the Wi-Fi. Oh my. I will have to use. Yeah, I will have to use the data for a while until the Wi-Fi comes back. But yeah, it was crazy. I don't know if you were like following this situation. Um, but it was crazy. Like I had no idea. Maybe because I just watched one of two TikToks of her sharing her experience and being excited to meet JB that I didn't follow her, so I don't know what happened afterwards. But people were like really. And also for the company to also blacklist her, it means that really she was doing a lot. She was being too much. Oh my God. Like, was she really claiming that she was dating him? Hello, Akira. That's crazy behavior one on one. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I believe my Wi-Fi is back. I don't know. I'm afraid to try it. I will wait a bit. Why there's no loss for those people yet? Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, she wasn't showing like I don't know because like I just saw maybe one or two TikToks of her. So maybe then she started to post more frequently and maybe in there or in her lives, maybe she had like live streams sharing her experience. But I remember from the two TikToks that I watched, she seemed like a genuinely nice fan, like showing excitement that any sometimes fans do create TikToks where they have their story time, how I met my bias, how I met my favorite group. So I never actually saw like I didn't expect her to become blacklisted. Like and also it's so weird that they are calling her Sasaeng and she's Mexican. So you know that usually we associate Sasaengs to Asian fans or and now like being like, oh, the Mexican Sasaeng. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my. But I don't know. I don't but yeah, maybe like actually and also this is the thing. I remember that in one of the TikToks that I watched, she said something like she made a comment in Spanish, like she said something like, oh, this is my new home now, or this is like my second house, like or I don't know if she mentioned the parents, like and were like, oh, they are my in-laws, they are like my parents-in-law or something like that. But she said it, like, for example, me, that I am Latin American, that I'm Spanish, like the way she was behaving, the way she was like sort of like maybe exaggerating a bit, it sounded very normal. Me listening to her speaking in Spanish and sort of being like, oh, this is my loss. It sounded like a typical Latin American fan being the Lulu in Spanish. So this is why maybe I didn't think that she was serious. I was like, oh well, it's her. It's as if I don't know. I go to a place. That usually my bias in the voice is the leader Sangyeon, and Sangyeon has this like archetype or this stereotype of the husband, the hubby in the voice. So I always call him my husband as well. So imagine if I would go to something that is related to Sangyeon, and I would go and I would be like, okay, guys, yeah, I'm filming a video, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is my husband's hometown, or this is my husband's place, and I'm here because he's my husband. And I don't know, I believe that you would get the joke, that you would get the joke. That no, it's not my husband. No, I don't know these people. But that was my impression. Maybe if in one of her TikToks or content I heard her say something like that, maybe for me it was hilarious. It was her being the Lulu, but I didn't know that it would turn into harassment. Like, but yeah. uh, don't we all have an idol husband slash wife? Yeah, yeah, I believe, but now I will watch out for myself. Now I'm a bit afraid. I don't want Sam to blacklist me. This would be a good title for a book or something. The Mexican Sasaeng. Yeah, everyone calls their biased husband. It's just normal stuff. Yeah, but I don't know, guys. Now, you know, let's just let's just slow down a bit with the with the titles, because we are going to get sued. But yeah, that was my perspective. Of course, that I haven't watched the whole, like, I'm sure it got crazier and crazier and crazier, and people got worried because she sounded like a nice girl. Like, I didn't think that she was like, um like a threat, or that she could like get crazy. No, I actually saw her like, yeah, like she was showing off, like she was being funny, like, oh yeah, here I am with my in-laws, or here I am in my, and I met my husband, or I met my bias, or whatever, but it's, for me, it was typical, when you love your bias, or when you love your, but yeah, I don't know. um but yeah, I saw that people collected evidence and conversations of her, or not conversations, but probably, some, I don't know. She sounded like the typical fan for me, but well, maybe she did show off a bit too much. She had this attitude. She, like, probably she became a bit cocky, and maybe the fans didn't like it as well, or they find it offensive. But yeah. I even joke about divorcing my husband because my record was wrecking me too much. um, yeah, Yeah, I better do not claim I know my bias or that I pull cards for my bias or that I no SM is going to come for my neck. Praying not to get on the blacklist. Oh my god. Like oh my. But yeah, I'm sure that there must be like a whole, like it's not that they accuse her because of a random comment. Maybe she had, prolonged this attitude or this behavior got out of hand, and people were like, okay, you are invading this person's, like. And also this is the thing that for me, for example, like I don't know, I wouldn't go to my bias family business. I in my humble opinion, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go because it's their business. Like, you know, but well, in this case, I have seen videos of JB being there. So maybe, it was a great opportunity for the fans to see him. But like I wouldn't fly from Argentina to South Korea or to Japan to go into Utah's neighborhood. But that's just me. I wouldn't go there. Like, no, no. I don't have the money, but if I had the chance, I wouldn't go there. I don't know why. I think that if it's the family business. Like, and I know also that there's families and there's families that also they take advantage of certain members' popularity, and they're like, oh yeah, this is the business of these idols, family, brother, aunt, uncle. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there has to be something because SM never does so much to protect their idols. Guys, would you mind giving a nice mix? Was very. Oh my. Yeah, trying to actively meet the idol through another road than their work environment is going too far. Yeah, I would pay for a fan sign or an event like this where I can see them, or a concert. Yeah. If I had the chance, I would do it like that. But maybe it's because, also I'm very clumsy, so I don't see myself like tracking every specific, you know a scenario, be like, oh, this is his neighborhood, oh, let's look at his favorite restaurant. Like, I know that people do it, and they share pictures, that you see that it's a famous place, or it's a place that the probably a certain idol mentioned, and they were like, oh yeah, this is the place, where, wait, I'm going to change I'm going to change because I have been using data to see if my Wi-Fi is available. Yeah. Hey, Parvati. Yeah, you must have a lot of money and time to do those stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and good luck, Mariana, with you mentioned that you're having your first admission exam. Good luck. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. You're going to do okay. Just don't get emotional. Remember that I mentioned this. Don't get emotional. Just study, like, study the necessary, and that's it. Don't get on your feelings. Just like remain practical and remain logical. Don't let your emotions get in the way. Drink some chamomile tea before you go. I always wonder who's the songs finance their behavior. Yeah, they must be really rich because honestly, like just paying for the plane ticket for me, it would be like a lot, guys, a lot. At least, I don't know, maybe if I was like an influencer and they would pay me to be there, I would be like, yeah, please send me there. And also, I think that sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could go to visit Korea or visit Japan. And I'm like, but how? Not how. I'm like, I don't know the language. Like I don't know if you understand the way I feel, but it's like, yeah, I watch K dramas, I watch Japanese content, but I don't know the language, and I have to communicate. And of course, we know English, and English is like, it's acceptable. You can sort of ask for directions. Knowing English, you can sort of like survive. But it's a bit disrespectful going to a country and not knowing their language, or you not knowing how to read signs, for example. You not knowing that, you see the Japanese and Korean characters, and you're like, what is in there? Like, you know, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too cautious, or I'm still just like, you know, getting like fixated on small details. But for me, it's like I don't know Korean, and I don't know Japanese. So how would I communicate? You know, because yeah, speaking Spanish is also not going to get me somewhere far. So yes, the sons are usually very rich. They sometimes follow them in planes. Oh, I'm tired of these companies. The amount of fans they have pointed out that the lunatic fans. I was just reading, finding out friends or classmates for Sasaengs who had divorced and or rich parents who didn't care what they did. Some scary stories. Yeah, that's also. I believe that it's shocking. You hearing that someone that you know or that you came across their content is a sign. It's like a whole disbelief. You're like, it's shocking. You're like, really? Like, this is why I was mentioning this Mexican girl, because I remember watching her one TikTok of her being like, oh, here I am in JB's parents' like coffee shop, and there's JB, and I happened to run into JB, and she was so excited. Like, I remember watching that, and then you know how everything went crazy after that, and I was like, oh my god, she really was a Sasaeng. Like, oh my, like there's a moment where you're like, really, like. So I cannot imagine how people that are families or friends of Sasaengs, how do you, because you maybe have like an idea, obviously you sort of know that they are fans of certain groups or a person, but maybe you don't know at what level their fandom, their yeah, the way they support as a fan, what kind of fan they are. You're like, oh yeah, she's a fan. Oh yeah, she talks about them 24/7. But to be a Sasaeng is another thing, is another activity. So I wonder, like, yeah, it must be very shocking for the people that are family or friends of that person. Hmm. I have heard stories about how these Sasaengs buy info from the company staff. They are not paid well. Yeah, I'm sure they sell their informations. Yeah, the The phone numbers and all of that. Yeah, I agree. We should at least know the basics before visiting a country. Yes, I heard too that some company workers sell information or sometimes they even get jobs that are being Sasaeng. That's scary. Yeah, because I'm sure that the Sasaeng, for me, the word Sasaeng is sort of reminds me of ninja. I don't know why. I don't know what Sasaeng means, but for me, it reminds me of ninja behavior, of you being working in the shadows. You've been very sneaky, like somehow pretending to be a regular person, but on your free time, you have these activities, illegal activities. It's like having a double life. So anyone can be a Sasaeng, yeah. There are ways to learn languages very quickly online that aren't too expensive. I would travel with someone that does know the language. If you have a friend who does, yeah, a lot of great sources for learning Korean or Japanese online for free. Hey, Samara. There are some fans who are working with the companies and even now know the idols. They help promote their idols by doing phone calls and all. Yeah, for me, the staff is the biggest threat. For me, the staff is the biggest threat. That's why probably, I remember that I believe that Big Hit was the one that they used to say that they would hire. They would be very specific about staff and have those conditions because you were supposed to be like sort of a permanent staff, someone that has like a sort of like a profile or a performance that you can work for a lot of years for them, not just like, because the idea of changing staff is very dangerous because when they go, they can take information with them and sell it or choose a stab people in the back or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's not that simple, and idols can manage those fans around. Those who manage fan sites. I remember is it Chilean or Chilean girl who shared a story of how she blocked a Sasaeng on, I believe, music bank in Chile, and she says she realized because the girl brought cameras that weren't allowed there. Oh, the huge cameras, the one with the huge lenses. And they seem to be terrible. She said they are so prepared to be aggressive and escape people trying to stop them, but her not caring to be modest like other people will help her to stop the design. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they flew all the way to Chile to be there, and yeah, I remember that they brought the cameras. Yeah, and also with them sort of like pretending that they don't know the language, and also acting like okay, I'm not understanding what you're asking me, or you're asking me to move. Oh no, I don't understand. I don't speak the language. I don't understand. I don't understand. They have that very like they have that behavior of not. Also, they don't respect, like you said, they don't respect space. So if they have to crush you, if they have to push you and get you out of the way, they will do it. Um, Yeah, literally, big hit female staff had to be married to work with BTS. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Chilean. Okay. No, they're probably functional substance, but they follow their idol around all the time. But they have limits, I guess. I noticed that, and this is something that I noticed in an NCT 127 fan sign that they had very recently. I believe it was like 1 month ago. Um, and and you know how Utah is my bias is very peculiar when it comes to that they are given these things to put on their heads and a lot of accessories to sort of play with. Sometimes there are dolls and they have to dress up and just be in there in the stage, and also like be prepared to be, because there's a lot of fans with taking pictures of them. uh, but there were some like close shots of Utah, and I noticed that there were some close also like videos. And I noticed that he would look at certain cameras and his expression would change. Or maybe he would be like just like seen at a certain part, or at a certain part of the crowd, as if for me it was like, not analyzing and not being like, oh, I'm reading his body language, but I was like, what are you looking at? And I was like, definitely he recognizes faces. Like, and there were some people that he would stare at like with a blank face. Sort of like, of course, that Utah doesn't fake it. He's not the smiley type 24/7. He's not. He has his moments where he's funny and where he's being wild, but then he's just quiet and very observant. But he had this look on his face, that I believe that either he recognizes some people, he knows some people, some fans maybe, and he looks at certain fans a certain way, like, oh, it's you again. Like, like, this is what I was observing him, and I was like, that's his annoyed face. Like, he's like, oh, that one again. um so so yeah, like, it must be difficult. It must be difficult if you recognize some face, and you have to pretend like, oh, I'm so happy you're here, but at the same time it's like, oh, you again. So they must have weird encounters with them, like, definitely, like, but well, it's a business, so yeah. Oh. Hmm. Guys, can you hear me well? I know I'm still on the live stream, but you let me know if I, because okay. Like, he was uncomfortable, or like he was raising the specific camera for a special treatment? No, he was looking at, and it wasn't like directly looking at the camera and being like filmed. He was looking at certain sides, and he was like a bit like, I don't know, is his body language changes, like, I don't know. I just like, and that was that specific fan sign. That specific fan sign. That he looked uncomfortable. Like, Like, not, of course, that you cannot tell, but there's this seriousness, you know, there's this like, Okay, guys, today I'm going to start very soon because I'm going to be, first I'm going to be pulling cards for the BTS members that are going to enlist, because, yeah, when they enlist, I will not be able to read for them for a while. So, yeah, today is the day. I have Namjoon, Jimin, Taeyong, JK, and then from the other Scorpio members that I didn't get to read in the channel, I'm going to be pulling cards for Infinite Dongwoo, BtoB Eunkwang, Woozi, 17 Woozi, and NCT Dream Chenle. Those, I believe this guy's birthday was the 22nd of November. Honestly, I'm going to miss them. Yeah, it's just that for me, it seems like they are already gone. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe because I haven't seen the group as a whole. So for me, it's like, yeah, I recognize them. I know that there's some members working, but it's not the same as having the 7 members. Like, I don't know why. It's like, for me, it wasn't BTS being around. You know, it was some members. Like, but it's a very wise decision for them to go all of them together, because it was dragging too much. Like, and like in if they plan to come back by 2025, I believe that it's reasonable that they go now. For me, the earlier they go, the faster they're going to come back. And I believe that for the first member that left, how many months, how many years has it been? For Jin, for example, Jin was the first one, right? The first one that enlisted. And when is he coming back? It mustn't be that much. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember that one, Akira, the crazy guy, that guy. That guy must really have like money and free time, because there's no way you can be the Lulu being poor. He needs an occupation. Sorry, guys, that I'm drinking a lot of soda because it's really hot in here. So, okay, I'm going to start. Let's start with Namjoon. I'm going to pull 4 cards for each member. I believe he he got this card before? Mercury in Cancer, intuition. I don't know. No, he did get another Cancer placement. I remember that it was Charity, I believe. He gets a lot of Cancer placements as advice in Namjoon. Maybe because he has a strong Mars in Cancer, so it makes sense. But yeah, the cards that he got is Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, Three of Cups, and Seven of Wands. And then, yeah, Mercury in Cancer, intuition. It's interesting. I believe that, yeah, he's about to go, but someone showed up in here. This Queen of Pentacles. This is someone new. He met someone, or he is in the beginning stages of talking to someone that he really likes. He really likes. You know, because he also got the Lover, so it's like, oh, okay. I believe that when I pulled cards for him, he sort of was in a rush to go because he was in this sort of very not so happy moment. So his energy felt like he was like, okay, I want to go because like I'm miserable here. Like I don't even I don't even get myself. Like I cannot even stand myself right now. I'm very like he was having this sort of behavior mood swings. But yeah, he has the Three of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So definitely he feels very much like a stronger because he's going with the other members. There's something about the unity. There's something about him being like, okay, this is a victory for all of us to be able to go all of us together. He definitely feels like a stronger in this sense. He feels a stronger. And he's like, okay, he feels like going with the rest of the members, it feels like, okay, I'm going to be able to defend them. There's something about being able to defend them. I don't know what he means by that, but with the Seven of Wands, there's like, okay, I'm happy that we are all going together because we are going to be like maybe sharing the same experience, like not necessarily doing the same, but there's like a sense of unity. Like, yeah, we're the less ones that stand, we are all together, we are all a unity. And he feels like I have to defend them, like I'm going to defend them, like, or I'm going to do my best, like I'm going to become more courageous in order to make this time better for us. So somehow he went through feeling apathic and a bit annoyed with his life to now actually feeling like this is a good moment for him. Actually, he feels better, he feels energized, you know. He's like, okay, finally, like let's go, like you know, and this is why he didn't get a single card that represents like swords. He doesn't think, he doesn't have an opinion about what's going on. He just wants to get back to action. He wants to go and do it, like like, you know, and maybe he wants the challenge. You know, there's something about him wanting the challenge, him wanting to go and do what he has to do, to do this role. But yeah, definitely he's happier. He's happier. He's happier that they're all going together. There's something about this that with the Three of Cups that is like, yay, yay, we're going together. And this doesn't mean that they all are going to go in the same place. No, but it's like, okay, we are going at the same time. So I don't know if maybe he feels a bit relief. Maybe because maybe he worries about the magnet line. he's like, okay, like now I'm better, that these are coming with me as well, because he gets the kind of defensiveness. So there's something about maybe he was like, okay, if I go alone, like if while I'm in there, I may get worried that they will get not into trouble, because it's not about babysitting the guys, but it's more like I do worry about them. Like I do worry, either it's because they get criticized or they get backlash because of every little individual thing that they do or they do not do. So it's something like I feel better if I know that we are all coming to the military, like that you guys are in there and I'm in there, something like this. He's sort of like breathing. He's like, okay, now I can go in peace. But it's nice, actually. I do feel very happy for him because of this woman. This woman is very special. He definitely with the lovers, he's like, oh, I don't know, like, does she like me? Like, is she for real? Like, does she really like me? Or like but she is in his life. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him because I believe she could help him move on. That I had some heartache for Arem, like in the past. Like the cars were very, a bit depressive, a bit more on the, like, he was going through some breakup, or he was going through something that maybe he had happened a long time ago, but he was still processing it emotionally. And now he's like, okay, now I'm feeling more confident. Now it's like, this is how he wanted things to be. This is how he wanted things to be. And also with Mercury in Cancer, intuition, the fourth house, Cancer, the motherly vibe. He has Mars in Cancer. So here with the card of intuition, there's something about also, I believe that he's happy because RM is a very smart guy. He's a very eloquent. He's a guy that he's very intelligent. But lately he has been feeling very sensitive. Like maybe he had like reconnected a lot with his Mars in Cancer or his water placements. But there's something about him really feeling like having these sort of intuitions, being like, I want to prevent a few things because I feel uncomfortable. And I believe that this has to do with him going with the other members. It's like, I think that he was like, I have this strong intuition. I need them to come with me. I need us all to go now. The moment has to be now. And let's all go together. Like, I don't know, he had this strong, like, because it sounds like him being protective, like an older brother, but sort of, since he's a Mars placement, it could be like a mother brother, and not mother brother, no, that's not a word. Motherly sort of feeling, being like, I don't want to leave the youngest on the loose. Like, let's get them with me. Like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Like, I'm talking from my intuition, and I tell you guys, let's go now. So yeah, probably. I don't think that is about like arranging this with others. I think that is convincing the other guys to be like, come on, let's go now, all of us. He's like, and the others being like, now, all of us, really? Like, and he's like, trust me, guys. Like, he's feeling very sensitive, and he's like, trust me, guys. We have to go now. We have to go now, because with the 7 of Wands, definitely, a lot of things had happened to BTS members this year when it comes to invasion of their privacy, like the pictures, commentaries, a lot of like, about their whereabouts, where they are, who they hang out with, if they smoke, if they don't smoke, if they see women, if they see men, there have been like a lot of things like that. And also let's not forget that for the magnet line, it gets worse and worse. So maybe for RM, it's like, no, I need them to come with me now. Because, you know, who knows? Like, yeah, if you give them more months, like, for example, if you give them like 2 months to promote themselves, go around, be themselves, be seen, you know, doing their individual activities, who knows what all the rumors could come up. So, you know, it's better to prevent. So yeah, I believe that he has a point. There's something, maybe he knows something, or maybe I feel like he just knows. He has this sort of like protective energy. It's like, I don't want things to happen to them when I'm not around. You know, like maybe he worries about their security as well. Because I see him very much on the defensive. Like, okay, guys, let's do this. Okay. Let's move on to Jimin. I read for Jimin yesterday with Taeyong, but yeah. This is going to be for him before he list. Thank God he didn't get any swords, because actually, like, every time I read for Jimin, it's swords, a lot of swords, a lot of ideas, opinions, thoughts. Like, he gets overwhelming. Okay. Ace of Cups for Jimin. 4 of Wands. Page of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Saturn in Pisces, loss. So yeah, from a part, I believe that Jimin definitely is starting with the Ace of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Probably this is what he wanted. This is like a victory for him. This is like, wow, I love this. I want us to go all together. For him, it's like, this is what I wanted. I didn't want to go alone. And I know that probably they will, like I mentioned, and I keep repeating this because it may sound like I'm saying like all of them are going to be working in the same place. No, I don't think so. But there's something about him feeling like, okay, we are all in here. Like, we are all in, maybe in different like locations, but we are all in the same process. And also there's something very happy about this. I don't know why. Because we have the Ace of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So there's a huge celebration. I don't know what he's celebrating, but definitely he is happy to be going. He's like, actually, like, it has been a while since I seen happy cards for Jimmy. There's something about him finally like opening up and being so emotional and so happy and so full of like, wow, like liberation of all this. Maybe he really was afraid. Maybe he already knows where he's going, or he already started a sort of training, and he's like, oh, I'm actually getting a place that I like, or I'm getting I'm going to a place where I believe that place is a success, like it's going to be like a victory, and he's going to be able to have a lot of freedom to do what he has to do. Because we have the 4 of Wands, so definitely where he's going to be celebrated. He's going to be celebrating also with other people in there. Maybe he knows other idols that are in the same unit or service that he's going. So he's like, when you get when they do this sort of like lottery, or and you get the number that you wanted, or you get to have, I don't know, you got to share the room with someone that you like. There's something about him celebrating and being like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Because yeah, I believe he was like very nervous before. But once he's there, he's going to realize that I feel like the fear of him is being alone. He doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be isolated. So, but then, yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So, yeah, I think that, yeah, obviously with the Page of Pentacles, it talks about the training process and it talks about the like the everything that he has to acquire when it comes to the role that he has, and also what he has to do, and all the tasks that he has to do, and sort of adjust to this very routinary system. Actually, like, I'm surprised of getting Pentacles for a tarot reading for Jimin, because usually Jimin lacks Pentacles. He lacks Earth element. He doesn't have it in his, neither in his chart, neither in his spreads. I don't know why. There's something about him always floating in the air. But I believe that here he will like get in contact a bit more with task, with doing some things. He will have to start off, of course, from scratch. You know, he maybe doesn't know anything about this. All I know is that it's very practical, and it can be a bit boring because he has the Five of Pentacles. So maybe, you know, there's a feeling of him being like, this is not for me. Really, I feel like, you know, I don't understand. Like, I try to find the you know, when you try to find like the joy of what you're doing, and unfortunately there's no joy here. Actually, everything is gray, everyone is desperate. Like, there's this feeling of zero empathy, you know, zero human interaction. It's more like task after task after task. It's everything very automatic. It's very cold. It's like everyone is just worried about themselves. You know, there's a lot of selfish behavior in here. It's like, you know, I have my task, I cannot help you with yours. And he's sort of feeling a bit left out because him being the Libra that he is, he probably wants to associate with some people and be like, oh, we can do this together, or we can, you know, help each other out and we can get this faster. And I see him very lonely, like people at first being very nice and welcoming him, but then everyone gets back to work and everything is serious and everything is just like, you know, the military is the military, guys. It's not like fun and games. Like, everything is very like, it's all about, you know, results. It's all about being efficient. It's all about, you know, being punctual, being very much on time, you know, being very discreet. You know, sort of, I could see him sort of like feeling a bit gray, you know, feeling, poor guy, feeling like the happiness in his face is slowly fading away because, yeah, the job seems very routinary, the role that he has to do. But he will make it. It's just that he will have moments where he's like, you know, I feel like I'm losing the joy of living in here because it's so automatic. Like, it's so, but he will bear it. He will bear it, definitely, because I don't see like, you know, swords that indicate that he's going to be, you know, sort of like being like, oh, complaining to others about it. No, I see him like sort of being very humble and being like, okay, yeah, this is what I get. I guess this is what I have to do. But yeah, with Saturn in Pisces, loss, definitely he feels it like a loss. It's like, out of all the places I had to get this, like, he feels like I'm losing so much. Like feeling a bit like, feeling different, you know, feeling very different from the others. Definitely noticing that he's like this fish out of water. Like, he feels very different, you know. He feels like, oh yeah, this is the reason why I became an artist, because I don't have the patience that these people have, or I don't have, you know, the concentration that they have. Like, how can they not get bored doing this every day? Like, he sort of gets this. It's like, oh my god, this is damaging to my soul. Like, how can they do this? But I see him getting studios from time to time. He at first he can be like, oh, this is no fun. This life is so gray. So it's so like, oh, but I believe he will make it. He will make it. But the initial thought, it could be like, oh my god, this is so this does is I'm feeling like I'm losing my life purpose. Mm. Yeah, I was talking about Jimin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has the duality. Yeah. He has the duality. He has, from one side, he's happy, and then from the other side, he's bored. He's like, but you know why? Because I feel like he sort of wants to ally with certain people to get the job done faster, or to just work with someone, just associate with someone. And I think that people in there will be like very reserved, or they will not give him the time of day. They will be like, okay, this is what you have to do by, being very detached. And he will be like, I need a soul. I need a friend. I need someone. Like, he definitely is a guy that probably he doesn't like to be alone. There's something about him like holding on, being a bit clingy, but yeah. But I think he will get a very nice place, because he got the Ace of Cups at first with the Four of Wands, so he's celebrating something. So he got a good place. Like, out of all the places and possibilities, maybe he got the place that he wanted, or the place that he was like recommended to. So let's see Taeyong. What's going on with this Three of Wands? Three of Cups, I'm sorry. The Three of Cups again. Well, at least he didn't get any wands in here, so it means that he's not going to fight with people. Like, yeah. Yeah, we start with the Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Sun in Gemini, versatility. So, yeah, for Taeyong, for B, I feel like he was sort of waiting for this. He sort of was waiting for this. He was slowing his energy down. This is why I don't get cards of like the suit of wands. I don't see much fire in him. I see a much more like a bit of like sort of him being prudent and saving his energy a bit, like slowing down his energy. Probably not expecting that much of his everyday life. Probably he took the opportunity to hang out with the people that he loves, to hang out with his friends, to hang out with the people that he cares about. Definitely, I think that he made the most of this period before he enlists. So he feels very happy about it. But he was sort of like he's satisfied. Like, I think that there's something I would say like is apathy, but I sort of feel his energy very stable. It's like in this time, it's not like he wanted to achieve so many things. It's like he was happy with his life. He was happy with everything that he had. He considers that what he did and what he had available, it was what it was meant to be. Um, Definitely, I think that probably what he worries about the most with the Five of Wands, not the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and not the King of, I'm sorry, the King of Pentacles is probably his stability or his status, because he sees himself as this. So probably he could have a certain attitude, or he could come off to others like, oh, there comes this guy that he has this sort of pretentious aura, like he could get a bit, even saying it as a joke, like, okay, you better treat me right. like like sort of flexing his influence. I could sort of see him being like, I'm famous. But I think that is, I think that it's not that the guy is he's going to have a bad time, but he definitely is going to miss the luxuries of, because if we think about all these pentacles in here, definitely Taeyong lives a comfortable life where he doesn't have to move that much to get what he wants. And he also has people working for him. So he has, and also I believe that there's something about him, probably feeling better when he's at his house or in his place, in his safe place, with his people, surrounded with his things. There's something about him, probably getting a bit nostalgic because he misses, the good things in life, like his house, his things, being comfortable, being in a very luxurious place, feeling taken care of, like being able to sort of like being the king of his castle. There's something about him feeling also very possessive, being like, okay, like I have my demands, there are some things that I'm not used to do. So yeah, here we see you have this status, and then you have to go to this. You have to beg for people's help, or for people's acceptance, for people. Um, I could see him like also like maybe trying to make friends over there. I could sort of to trying to get um, a sort of assistant. Some of the guys that will be like, okay, yeah, I will do this for you, or I will work for you, or I will help you with this. But then, yeah, he could also feel a bit like, I don't think that is sadness. I don't think that he is going to feel like necessarily is going to affect his mood, but he's going to be like, I don't like it here. Like I miss my stuff. Like I miss my things. I miss my routine. Like this is like where is he going? Like really? Like I want to know, where are they taking him? like like sorry to ask, but are they taking him to a place that is very, very poor, like limited in resources? Because I don't know why I get that. I get that they are going to take him somewhere that they don't have much around, that they will have to struggle getting some things. Probably there's a lot of dirt. I don't know why I'm thinking about dirt. There's a lot of like dirtiness, or I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't think that it's about poverty, but I think that it has to do with these places being very gray. And when I say gray, I don't. It's because I want to find like the correct word in English to sort of express what I'm feeling. That is, it's not about the place being gray. It's so monotone. It's so like plain that, and it's so rigid. This is why they get all these pentacles. because it's so rigid, it's so, like a lot of order, organization, routine, details, like, it's no fun. It's no fun. And so it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, he could become very popular among all the people in there, because definitely he will remain a king. Even I believe that probably at first they will try to make him more humble. They will try to be like, no, we don't do this here. We are all equals. But I think that eventually, because of his character and because he's very stubborn, we know it, he's going to show everyone, I'm the king. I always get what I want. Always. So I see him like, winning some hearts, some favoritism, and actually I could see him also, maybe if he has to start like a physical training, maybe at first he can find it a bit challenging, like, oh, I don't like to do this, or I don't like to exercise. And then eventually he becoming like, a mountain himself, like really having a very healthy glow up when it comes to his body. Because also, if we think about all these pentacles, it also has to do with the body, with your health, with how you stand in this situation. And definitely he will stand like the King of Pentacles. So I see him like him sort of having this growth, being this, showing his majestic self, but in military service. So you could actually, if you are fans, you could actually see a picture of him actually like looking very different when it comes to his physical appearance, and also with his attitude, because the guy can be very popular. Actually, he's right. When he says like, I'm famous, like actually the guy is right. He's right. It's just that maybe the conditions of the place, maybe he expects something different. I don't know. Or maybe they sell him a fantasy and they're like, no, when you get there, everyone is going to take care of you. You have nothing to worry about. And then eventually when he's there, when he finally gets there, he realizes that, that the conditions are totally opposite. But yeah, then he has, Sun in Gemini versatility. So this is what you can expect from Taeyong. He's going to be versatile. He's going to adapt. And he's going to get what he wants at the end. So he can act. I sort of like, I don't know why I get, and also because I have this Gemini card in here, I get that he could be a bit of a trickster, in the sense of him pretending like he doesn't know things, or like, oh, really? I have no idea that I had to do this, and sort of tricking people. Or him acting very humble at first, like, oh, I don't know how to do that, and then eventually you see that the guy has mastered it, and actually like he becomes like the king of the castle. I believe that people are going to fall in love with him in there. They are going to adore him. He's going to be the boss of all of them. He's going to rule that place. Mark my words, he's going to rule that place. But he's going to start very much like, oh, really? Do I have to do this? So he's gonna move from military service like he's in prison, and then he's gonna look like me. Yeah, I'm thinking, that's why I'm laughing, because I'm thinking that for him, this experience feels as if he was like in the sort of K-drama, where he's like this average person, and like everyone looks down on him. They're like, oh no, he's soft, or no, he's fragile, oh no, he's the weak one. And then eventually then he becomes like, like a Terminator or something like that. He becomes like strong, and he is the boss of them all. And also I think that maybe it's the part of him being an entertainer and sort of being an actor, being a good actor, sort of making people believe like, oh, I'm so unhappy being here. Like, I really feel like I don't fit in here. But then, I don't know, a week from now, then he becomes the best of the best, and he becomes very, very like efficient, competitive. I think that he will try to moderate his behavior and acting like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here, you know. Like, oh man, he's gonna live his K-drama fantasies and then you look at him. Yeah, because I see this. I don't know why when you mention Minhyuk, like, you know, Minhyuk and his moon in Gemini, I also think about this, you know, and also since B got this Gemini card, you know, I'm like, the guy is very smart. He's very smart. He's going to play with everyone. He's very smart. Is he a good actor? No, I wouldn't know. He's a good jokester, but it's different because if we think about, for example, when he's with other BTS members, like the members already know that he has this tendency of maybe, you know, hiding some details or exaggerating some things. The members know him. But if we think that he's going to a place where no one knows him, or they are not used to him, he really can, like, you know, surprise a lot of people. JK. Hawk, I wonder if you remember him from Warang. He was in that movie with, was it movie or K-drama? He was in there with Mino. Mm. When everyone says that JK is a moon in Virgo and has all these Virgo placements, and then he gets a Leo placement, I will always be defending he's supposed to be Leo moon. I know people are like, no, because he gave his time of birth and he's a Virgo moon, and he will always be a Leo moon for me. He got very interesting cards. Very interesting cards. I believe that out of all the four, he is the only one that gets ones, at least one card of ones. So yeah, he's definitely fitted for the role, definitely. We start with the 6 of Wands for JK, Jungkook, 9 of Cups, the Moon, the Devil. And then from the Oracle, he got Mars in Leo, egotism. So, wait a second, guys, because my cat just opened the window. I don't know if you noticed that all of a sudden there's a lot of light in here. My cat just opened the window. I'm back. We want to see the cat. Oh, wait. I'm going to break everything. Oh, you can hear her because I have the mic on. Yeah, I actually had to brave her now. I had to feed her. Like I gave her food because yeah, she doesn't like to be held. She doesn't like to be, and also she's full of dirt. I don't know where she went, but yeah, she just wants to be left alone. But she when she wants to, she's like the loveliest cat ever. Like she's actually more affectionate than my other cat, the white cat. She's is such a great companion, but she's very independent. Like let her be, and I believe that she was in the sun because when she came in, she was like stretching like in the floor, on the floor, because I believe that she's hot, like because it's hot outside. But well, okay. Then, like I was saying, Mars in Leo egotism for JK. So definitely, yeah, JK a whole star, a whole the stardom, the shining, everything. He will be receiving also like a champion. like there's something about people also knowing about his, not only knowing who he is, but also knowing his abilities. He probably, when he had this, um, when I don't know if they had to pass some tests or they had to have some health checkups or something like this. I believe that the test was very positive for him. Like he probably is in very good conditions when it comes to his body. So he will enter with this fame already. Not just being an idol, but also having like the adrenaline and the physical endurance to do what he has to do. Also, I see him very proud of himself, probably surrounded by a lot of people also like praising him. This is why he gets the Leo card, because there's something about, like a lot of people like praising him, like just being very like, like, oh, you're the best, oh, you this, oh, you that, him feeling like this, like this, feeling like this. Um, and also him connecting with this competitiveness of him and not feeling bad for being the best, because probably the guy has a lot of energy. He has a lot of potential physically, and in there, he's able to make his dream come true. I don't know if he had at some point in his life, if he had the dream of becoming a Marine or becoming a soldier. I don't know that about JK. I don't think he commented this, but there's something about him just being, feeling like, okay, this is a dream come true for me. Actually, like and him entering like a champion. Like really. But yeah, then we have the moon and the devil. So there could be in there an invasion of privacy. There could be, out of all the good things, the nice things, him getting along with everyone, there could be, because people just want fame and recognition. And probably they are like, I'm with JK, like I have this of JK, I have this information. But honestly, it could be inside the military, or it could be outside as well. It could be outside as well. It could be just some rumors, like, and here I don't see the internet, but it could be like something that has been hidden and somehow they are waiting for them to go to sort of bring this up, and to talk about him. Because there's a lot of ambition here. There's a lot of ambition. Like the place, or just people just get very toxic when it comes to JK. This is the reality. It's like they also have him in this pedestal because we see here this Leo placement, egotism. So it's something about like, I worship you so much that at the same time, like, I could destroy you or I could hurt you if I wanted to. Like, definitely there's a lot of people that either they want to be rich or they want to be famous just because they want to mention JK. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. It could be people in the internet. Because Seven of Pentacles is like, while I'm waiting for you, I go crazy. So I have to make up things about you, so people don't forget about you. It's weird, I know. But it's like people just feeling like, oh, you're not here, so I have to talk about you, or a crazy rumor, or just people creating something like. And in here with this is what I think that I feel more this card than the Devil card, because this is about putting the effort, like taking your time to, maybe it's like to Photoshop something or to collect certain evidence to make it look reliable or believable. So I could sort of imagine people with a lot of imagination and also people with a lot of insecurities creating some rumors, something that you're like, what? Where does this come from? And also it could be someone that probably has, I don't know, maybe they know someone that is in the military, finding out where JK is and who, and something about him and invading their privacy. But since I'm reading for JK in here, because the experience is going to be very positive for him. But since I see here the Moon and the Devil, it's like, I don't think that he is going to happen something to him in person. I think that he can sort of like hear that something happened or actually have a premonition, because with the Moon, I also can see him getting very intuitive while he's in there. and sort of from time to time, you know, with the devil card, getting a bit of intuition. Like I feel like someone might be mentioning me, like him getting very, like a bit of a psychic, I would say, like him being like, are people talking about me? Like him feeling it energetically. I don't know, like, because I don't think that if there was something going on online, I don't think that the company wants the artists to know while they are in there. So I could sort of see them like, no, you're doing great, like nothing happened, everything is great. But him sort of having this very, because JK is also very smart, and I think this is why I think that he's going to do well in the military, because even though he gets a lot of praise and there's a lot of people around him like praising him, he never forgets, because here with the moon card is like, I know these people are not my friends. Like JK is very smart. Like he can act, you know, like this Mars in Leo, you know, he moving like a Leo. He moving like, oh, I'm so confident, like I'm so passionate, I'm so competitive. I am the best. They tell me that I'm the best, so I belong here. But when you have this, is someone that unconsciously, when he goes to sleep or when he's relaxed or when he's by himself, he's like, I know in here there's people that don't mean well. I know there's people here that don't care about me as an individual. They just want money and fame. So I have to watch out. You know, even if they celebrate him and wait for him and applaud him, and I'm like, yes, JK, you're the best. And he's like, the nicer they are to me, the more I distrust them. The more I distrust, the more I don't trust them. So, but yeah, his attitude is going to be like this cock. You know, it's going to be very egotistic. Like some people are going to be like, oh, he looks like he's really like enjoying the attention. Yes, he is. I mean, he's not, but he's going to sort of like personify this Leo attitude, this Mars in Leo. Like, you want to take a look at me? Look at me. Watch me. I'm here. I'm real. Yeah, I'm amazing. Have you looked at me? Like how many pictures do you want? Like, yeah, I'm amazing. So he also exaggerating a bit, sort of doing some things to entertain people. But he never forgets. He's a very intuitive guy. He never forgets that there's other people in there, or maybe, like I said, people online or people. I feel that he sort of knows that this is going to happen. A rumor about him, some old pictures, someone from the past coming up and talking, oh, because I had this situation with JK when he was touring in CERN and so and so. You know, he sort of can see it coming, and he's not surprised. Nobody will be surprised. It's like everyone will be like, oh yeah, we know what we know you want attention. But yeah, this was my reading for the BTS members before they enlist. Of course, they're going to be okay. Don't worry about them. This was everything from my part to them. And then I will be resuming readings for them when they come back from the military, okay? Like for those people that always keep asking for readings and readings, the way I do my readings is that I do not read for people that are in the military or in hiatus, because that's their personal time. So yeah, this is all I'm getting. You're welcome, Fluffy. Okay, I'm going to move on to this to these other idols. I'm going to start with Infinite Dongwoo. That his birthday was not so long ago. For Infinite Dongwoo. I fell asleep every time. Like, yeah, actually, guys, I'm going to read for these four, and then I'm going to go because it's a lot of members, a lot of people. But I can do the other ones for the channel. Okay, for Infinite Dongwoo, we start with the Four of Swords, Ten of Cups, Ten of Wands, the Hangman, and the Strength. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Sun in Scorpio, Endurance. So yeah, I believe that this is like the first time I read for him. Definitely he comes like this guy. I know that Infinite is, they had been like, they had recently done a comeback, but they had been gone for a lot of time as a group. But is it possible that this guy was like, as an artist, he was in this sort of hiatus, that he really took a break? Is it possible? Because he starts with the Four of Swords, so definitely I could see him like resting. He has a lot of tens, so yeah, and while he was resting, actually, he was able to connect a bit much more with happiness. I can see him like connecting with maybe what makes him feel emotional, what makes him feel emotionally fulfilled. Like I could see him like sort of hanging out with his family, or he sounds like he's a very family guy, a very family man. Like this is where he goes to sort of recharge from fame. But also I see that the guy is not crazy for fame. This is why in the middle I have the 10 of Wands. So I could see him like being happy that he's back with the group. But also in the middle, he has the 10 of Wands. So sometimes fame overwhelms him a bit. Sometimes he's like, okay, here I go again. And also when I see, Sun in Scorpio and the keyword of endurance, I see that this is like a mantra that he repeats himself a lot. I must endure this. I must endure this. That he really has to take like his vital force to go out and be on the public or the exposure again. There's something about him really, really like, sort of being like, okay, here I go. It takes a lot of effort from him, and it can be very exhausting. And there's something about him like feeling like fame in general has been very like enduring a lot. There's something about him being like, you have no idea how much I had endured. like really putting his whole willpower to not resign or to not give up. Because I believe that the guy is very simple inside. The guy is very simple. It's like, it's not that he's like crazy for fame. And he really is giving his all to keep enduring, to keep on the road, to keep moving. There's something about him, like, I don't think that it's something that he really wants, like, oh my God, like I really want to be in the industry. It's more like I have to. It's like he sacrifices himself sometimes. It sounds dramatic, but I believe that he sort of feels it with this sort of tension, like I have to make it, He doesn't leave it peacefully. He doesn't leave it peacefully. He's not unhappy, but he definitely shows me that it's not easy to do what he does. And he had been like this for a lot of years. This is why he gets all these tense, because he had always been like, when you feel like you are at the final stages, but you still have to keep going. You still have to keep putting of yourself. And then he has these two major arcanas, the Handman and the Strengths. So it's like, okay, I'm slowly relaxing. I'm slowly connecting with just letting it be, changing my perspective, changing the way I view fame, letting go of burdens that are not mine, and also since he has the 10, that I said that something about him being a family man. I don't know if he is like the one that also supports the family, because that's something about that, about him having to endure for a lot of people. I don't think that there's something about it, that I think that everything he does is not for himself, is to help others. Because honestly, I don't see him, like, I don't see his individuality here. I don't know if he had always been part of communities, so he's sort of used to, I do this for others, or I am in this with others. So I don't see individuality. But he's slowly getting stronger. He's slowly getting stronger. Here with the Handman and the Strengths card, there's this feeling of like, okay, I'm becoming stronger. Like he's sort of becoming a bit, he's not fighting this anymore. He's sort of relaxing and understanding that whatever it has to be, it will be. Like, do not control yourself. Do not control your real impulses. I believe that this guy has a lot of impulse of setting himself free. I think that, I don't know why, I get that he has this tension inside of him. Like I don't know if he wants to shout out at people, like to scream at someone, or to set some boundaries to people and be like, stop it. Like, I don't want to be manipulated anymore. Like, let me live my life. There's something about him wanting to shout out loud. Him like, him like, when I think about the Strength card, and the them, so somehow like trying to calm the lion. It's like him trying to calm himself, like. And I don't think that this has to do with the group, or I think that it's his life. Maybe he had always been taught that, like you are part of us, so you have to do this. And maybe his family does push this a lot. It's like they cannot let him rest. And again, the card of endurance. See, again, another one fighting the animal inside of them, fighting the urge to say something, fighting the urge to hurt people with your truth. It's like, I cannot say this, because if I say this, I'm going to hurt the people I love. I'm going to be nasty. I'm going to be unpleasant. I'm going to be cruel. And I don't want to be cruel. But yeah, he is becoming stronger. He's like sort of like understanding, slowly moving on from the tens, because I see all these 10 here, 10 of cups, 10 of wands, and I'm like, oh my God, it feels so crowded, and he feels so lonely at the same time. So it's weird, because I see these people, but I see him all by himself. Yeah, there's someone that gives him strength, that will give him strength in the future. It's a lady, a potential lover, someone very, very special, a woman that is very special. And also, she could be a fire sign, someone that is not afraid to stand up and speak their truth. And she can also teach him to do the same. She could be a Leo, because he got the strength card. Someone that is like, maybe you should start putting some boundaries if you are not happy and if you don't like certain things. Yeah, but maybe that's the reason, Spirit. Maybe his Sagittarius moon is keeping him too optimistic, like sort of in denial. Because if you notice, the Ten of Wands is sort of hiding themselves behind the weight that they're carrying. They're not looking at what they're carrying. They're like this. Because it's like, oh, it's not that heavy. I can do it. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. No, you're not okay. And I think that he battles a lot inside of himself. Maybe he should be a bit more open, because once he starts to speak his truth, probably it's going to come out very bad, because it's going to come out a bit aggressive, I would say, because it's been kept for so long. Yeah, he needs someone to get him, because I think that him by himself is like, he doesn't want to do it by himself. So maybe he meets someone, he can be like, oh, she made me do it. Okay, BtoB Eunkwang. I always struggle with his name. Eunkwang. BtoB Eunkwang. BtoB Eunkwang. Another one. Oh my God. Another one that has the Ten of Wands in the middle of the reading. So it's like, look at me. I'm caring so much. Look at me. Okay. But for N1 is different. For BtoB N1, it's different because we start with the King of Pentacles. So definitely the guy knows his worth. He is a king. He is a king, but yeah, he is a king, but he has also been in situations where he was sort of confused, or he was put in a sort of crossroad where he didn't know what he wanted. Two of Swords. 10 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Sun. So very positive, right? Like challenging, but positive at the end. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Mercury in Capricorn, organization. Are we in Mercury in Capricorn yet? So definitely he's starting to organize all his matters when it comes to work, because he is sort of like he's having a hard time choosing. I don't know if he has chosen who he's going to be working with or collaborating with, but he's in there. He's having a hard time like choosing. Um, because he's also a guy that I think that when I see the king of the the king of pentacles, there's something about him being very stubborn, and him really when we see this ten of wands, it's more like I can do it all. Like, I got this. I can do it all because I am this efficient. There's something about him like proclaiming his energy and being like, I'm very hardworking. So whatever you put, like, weight, pressure, tension, whatever you put in my way, I will transform it and I will be productive and I will be the best. There's something about him also probably overworking, or choose, like, adding a lot of activities on purpose, because there's something that he cannot. I think he has a hard time deciding, and I believe that since he starts with the king of pentacles, there's something about him not admitting that he's not that stable anymore, because there's something, probably, he has his differences with the company, but somehow the company symbolized a sort of a stability for him. Was a symbol of stability, or was somewhere where he grew with this company or with this place. So there's something about him having to choose now that he's like, I'm a bit conflicted in here. I don't know what to do. I know I have to do something, but I don't know. And also, I think that probably he hides behind his responsibilities. Probably the guy is always busy, always doing something, always moving, always communicating. Um, but probably very lonely as well. And also here with the Knight of Swords, there could be someone like a member of his, or someone being like, stop it with us acting as if you are this person that has everything under control, because you don't have anything under control. So release the burden, release the obligations, release the past, release all these things that you think that you should be like this and hang on to this. Release it, like drop it all, and let's start all over. I could see this sort of more motivating younger guy, someone that is also a bit more passionate, or even this person can be a bit more daring and maybe a bit immature or too impulsive, but this person be like, come on, come with me, let's go to a happier place, let's go out, let's go see the sun, let's go out to a place where we can see like more prosperity, more like let's go out to a place where we can laugh, where we can be funny and goofy together. Come on, let's go. I believe that he does have connections. It's just that he's a bit stubborn, he's a bit inflexible from time to time, even though he disguises it with this sense of humor, like, oh yeah, I get it, yeah, I understand that, yeah, I need to change. But he's sort of stuck up in the old ways. I don't know how long has it been since they debuted, but seeing him as this King of Pentacles, he does remind me of Capricorn energy. He does remind me of a Capricorn. like him being a Capricorn. Very like old-fashioned, I would say. But he tries to keep up with the kids. See, Two of Cups. So see, this guy, this younger guy, could be like, come on, let's associate or let's go to this place. Let's sign up with this place. Let's do business with these people. And also here with Mercury in Capricorn, organization, I definitely can see him like, in talks or in conversations with signing up with a new place, a new company, or with new, new people. So, sorry guys, I disconnected for a second. But definitely this, he could be joining a new company. But in order for him to achieve this new organization and to join this organization, he first has to organize himself. Because in here, if you have this attitude of the Ten of Wands, you are not seeing the path ahead. Actually, these ones are blocking the view. In order for things to arrive in your life, you have to let go of the old ways. Let it go. What passed had passed. Maybe he feels a sort of responsibility. I don't know who the leader is. I don't think he's a leader, but there's something about him feeling like, I don't know if he's the oldest, I don't know. But there's something about him being like, I must hold on to this, I must be this, I must be reliable, I must be there, I must. But yeah, there could be a potential new organization that wants him. But I think that he's still in the process of not knowing where to go and sort of thinking about the past. Oh, Eunkwang is the leader and oldest. Okay. Okay. I get it. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know. Yeah, because I wrote down the. I think that it was a Spirit, the one that shared this this article about the idols that their birthday was November 22nd, and I wrote down their names because I remember that we were leaving the 22nd day. But I didn't get to do readings for them in the Scorpio season, so I was like, okay, I will do it on the next live stream. And now I'm going to move on to 17 Woozi. That's why I felt such a heaviness. I was like, oh my God, this guy is just tormenting himself for nothing. And he's always stubborn. Woozi. Okay, for 17 Woozi, we have King of Cups. The guy definitely is an artist, definitely. Two of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. The Strengths. And the Oracle, he got the card of Jupiter. Jupiter in Virgo, patience. Okay. For Woozi, definitely Woozi is he's a leader, like the artist that he is. I believe he has like a sort of a status in. Is very different from. I know he writes his songs. He is a true creator. Definitely, he has so much potential. But there's something about Woozi and fame, or Woozi and success, that there are moments where he doesn't want to deliver his songs, or he doesn't want to. There's some. I think that change, evolution, sort of frightens him. He is afraid, or he has some fears when it comes to the changes that 17 is going through. Definitely in the future, you can see success because he got the Ace of Pentacles. So it seems like the Nine of Swords in the middle is like sort of like like it has nothing to do with the reading, because the cards are positive, and here in the middle we have the Nine of Swords. So I think that it's not that he doubts himself, it's just that he's like, I don't know why he feels like every time he sells, he not sells, I don't know if he sells his creations, but it's something like, I don't want to share it. Like there's something like, I know I have to share it, but I don't want to share it. It's weird. Because he's like, okay, I'm releasing it. Okay, there you go. This is yours. But then he's like, why did I release it? Why did I give it away? And then he has the Ace of Pentacles and the Strength. So definitely it's a whole process about him adapting to fame. Not fame. I wouldn't say fame. Adapting to making money, probably. Um, maybe. Mm. I think that he feels bad for charging people for what he does. It's like the guy considers that since it's art, you shouldn't be charging for it. It's like he has the material stability, and I believe he's going to get like bigger with time. But and they're going to pay him a bit more, but he doesn't want that. He just wants to be an artist. He just wants to be creative, because he's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. He's a guy that probably for him thinking about material things, and of course we know that if you think about, of course they have to, get paid. Of course, they're not doing it for free. But there's something about him feeling a bit bad, or I don't know if maybe people are like, you should charge more. or we want to offer you this amount of money, or we want to offer this for the group. And he's like, I miss when the times were more than money, were more about money. But yeah, with the less card as the strengths, definitely he's like, because I don't know, I believe that when he gets paid, or when they pay him for something, I believe he has this either he's very modest and he's like, no, 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 don't, like, this is too much, you know? So it's something like about like Woozi being able to allow himself to receive abundance, or to receive an important amount of money. Like, to be able to receive. You know, there's something about him not knowing how to receive, or probably he gets paid and he's like, I don't deserve this. So he has a very weird relationship with money. I don't know, does anyone know if he was like, if he was, you know, struggling financially when he was, you know, or his family, or when he was a teenager, if he was struggling financially. There's something about money here. He has, you know, and also I believe that when they give him money, he doesn't know where to spend the money. You know, he's like, yeah, it's all about self-esteem. It's all about self-esteem. See, because he receives it, and he's like, it seems like the pentacles burn his hands. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. Oh yeah, like, I got one pentacles and you pay me this, and I'm like, yeah, thank you. But he's like, it seems like they're burning in his hands. He doesn't know what to do with it. You know, he's like, okay, now that I got paid, what am I supposed to do with it? You know, but yeah, then, you know, try to clarify the strengths, and he got the Nine of Pentacles. So definitely it has to do with him allowing himself to live a comfortable life, and to live like a more prosperous life, and to dedicate that money and influence to invest on himself, you know, invest on his appearance, invest on having a good time, you know, on pampering himself. You know, there's something about him, like, you know, like, enjoy the money. Money doesn't have to be like a dirty word, you know, it can be like, it can help you to feel better about yourself, you know, and also they are paying you because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. It's your job. It's your effort. They are not just paying you because you are nice and oh, we like you, we will give you this money. No, they are paying you because they value your talent. And he is too modest. You know, he's like, no, don't worry, no, like, it didn't took me that while to do this. Like, he's sort of like, he probably sells his work for a lot less than he should. But yeah, here with the card of patience, also, he see all these pentacles. Like, I think that the guy started as an artist, as a dreamer, as someone that had just dreams in his head. You know, his ideas were floating in the air. And now all of a sudden, he, and probably also 17, is becoming a stronger brand, or a more influential brand. So because they are like becoming more influential, or they are becoming more well established in the industry, with respect and with, you know, recognition and with fame, there also comes like bigger deals, you know, bigger deals, and people wanting to invest on you. So he has to be able to receive this without feeling guilty about, you know, receiving money. And also be patient with himself, not to feel, maybe if he feels a bit guilty because maybe people want to pay him ahead of time, they are like, okay, we will pay you this so you can create this for us. And he feels so, that puts a lot of pressure on himself. Like, what if I cannot provide what they want? Or what if I cannot come up with the song that they want? What if they don't like what I create? What if this is not good enough? They already pay me. So see, it's all about also having patience with his own artist or creative process. Like, yeah, people can pay you, but you don't feel like, sort of in a hurry to deliver right away. You are the artist. You take your time. Probably, when they give him the check, he's like, he feels so pressured. He's like, okay, I have to come up with a song right now, and I cannot think about anything. And what if I cannot write anymore? And it's so much. Maybe he wasn't poor, just normal, but not rich. He needs to get in touch with Bam Bam. Some Taurus energy just should help. Okay, I'm going to be reading for NCT Dream Chenle. The strength card is coming up a lot. Chenle is very young. Chenle is, I can see that among all the members, he's like the magnet here. Chenle still has a long way to go still as an artist. He still has to keep practicing or studying or. Okay, for Chenle, NCT Chenle, the Strength card, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Chariot. And then from the Oracle, we have Mars in Taurus, Defense. And when I say that he has a long way to go still, to perfectionate himself, to keep studying, to incorporate new skills and everything, is because in the middle he has the Page of Pentacles. So definitely, I think that probably like Chenle's evolution in the group or maybe in NCT is a process of having to learn to be very patient. And sort of the cards are like asking him to change his attitude. It's like the cards are like, you're not going to get the recognition that you want right now. Possibly you're still going to get feedbacks that you need to wait, that you need to repress these parts of yourself, that you shouldn't be like this, that you should be more like this. And the keyword is adaptability. The keyword is adapt. Focus on you, keep working on you, keep studying, like don't miss any practice, like keep working on yourself. Don't lose the vision to why you are doing what you're doing. Definitely with the Nine of Swords, the Chariot, everything for Chenle, it seems like it takes a lot of effort. It's all like, I think that he's always trying to sort of contain his. I don't think that is his anger, because I don't see him angry. I don't get cards that indicate that he's like this person, like he's about to explode, and he's like, okay, I'm going to say a few things. No, but I think that he feels a bit stuck. He feels like, maybe he feels like they don't respect him enough, that there's no respect and they're sort of like, they treat me like a child and I'm not a child, because if we think about the Page of Pentacles, it's like they see they treat me as if I was still a rookie, or if I was still like a trainee. And actually I went through a lot to debut. But also he has trouble like sleeping, like concentrating. There's something about him not being at peace with his choices. Either because he doesn't get the feedback that can motivate him to do better or to be better. He's like, I am working, or, I am like, I always am like rehearsing. I'm always doing what I have to do. I don't skip practices. Like, what are you talking about? Like I'm sort of feeling his energy, sort of feeling like he's a bit fed up. He's like I don't think that the guy is angry, but he is fed up with certain things. And it's like, I will continue moving on nevertheless. And probably because I have the Chariot here, for 2024, he is going to get a bit much more of progress and also exposure. And maybe there's something about him really not wanting that much exposure. There's something about him, just let me be where I am. Just let me be. And this is not about him being lazy. It's just that, I don't know, maybe he's not happy with certain decisions. Like, things are changing, and I think that this year has been very challenging for him from his perspective. We start with the Strength card and with the Wheel of Fortune. So if you think about SM artists and the whole SM changes, definitely like Chenle had, just like any other SM artist, had to adapt. So it must have been heavy. But yeah, I can see him moving on with the group. So definitely I can see that 2024 is going to be very busy for him, even if he doesn't want to and he resists. I believe that NCT Dream is going to be the Emperor. Yeah. NCT Dream is going to have a busy 2024. More busy, like busier than this year, actually. Probably they're going to be put out there, like going to tour more, doing more things, more activity, him also having a bit much more protagonism, and I think that he's fine with this. But there's also defensiveness coming from Chandler's perspective, that I try to understand it, but I think that he's just a very complex guy. Like, I cannot sort of grab the feeling or the idea that he has and being like, oh, this is what you mean. Because with Mars in Taurus defense, see, and also he has the Emperor. So I see him like, yeah, at first I was complaining that I didn't get the feedback that I wanted, or there's some things that I wasn't happy about. And, in the future, I can see that he will have the exposure and opportunities that he wants, or that he will have them. it will be showtime, or it will be like, come on guys, this is your moment to shine, do your best. But I see him this defensiveness. I see him that probably, since this is a Taurus energy, I see him that instead of moving faster, I could see him doing the opposite, or I could see him being slower than the rest. So I sort of can see that Chenle, Chenle is someone that he loves to sabotage people, not people, situations. I don't know. There's something about him, like, and I don't know why I'm laughing, but there's something about like, oh, you want me to do this? Oh, I didn't understand what you were saying. Like, oh, I thought you meant the other thing. Like, there's something about him just doing it because he can do it. And also because here with the Emperor, definitely like Chenle he is, a, I say a tiny, I know he's not tiny, but for me, he's like a tiny guy, but he has a lot of personality. So there's something about him, like, you're not going to move me where you want me to be. Like, I am my own person. Like, I decide. He has so much pride. Like, he has so much pride, and he's no one's puppet. Like, there's something about him standing very stubbornly and being like, no, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I'm going to do things my way, and sort of arguing with people. So, and also, since I think about defense, I don't know if he fights with people on the internet. I don't, because I see this source in here and I'm like, the guy could, I don't think that is like a scandal. I don't think that is a scandal for Chenle. But I think that he can get scandalous all of a sudden. I don't think that this has repercussion in his career. I don't see it, but he has those moments where it seems like he doesn't want to be there, or it seems like he doesn't want to be involved in this situation. Like there's a bit of resentment coming from him, not anger issues, more like I'm resented that I'm here. So, like, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. He's so contradictory. He's so contradictory. He's so contradictory. He's so contradictory. Yeah. Yeah, but also he is like this because he knows that he's loved. He's just spoiled. He's just spoiled. He's childish. He's childish. Yeah, he wants attention. He wants attention, and probably he wants to give the fans or the audience tough love. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm bossy because, like, oh, this is me. So, you know, sort of like, this is what you get because I am like this. So there's something about him being very like this bossy person, but very sweet on the inside. I don't know. He's very sensitive, but also he's so like, I think that, I don't know, I need to observe Chenle more because I want to see how he responds to things. When you ask him a question or when you ask him to reflect on something, I need to see more interviews of him because there's something about him, like I try to read for him and I feel like he's avoiding me. Like his energy, I cannot grasp. His energy is so like he's clowning me or something like that. You want to witness his contradictory energies. Yeah, like I have to. I'm going to look for Chenle's interview because there's something about him being very peculiar. Like I cannot, and also there's something about him. Like he's right about when I get that they want him to practice more, and he's like, I have been practicing for a long time, so I never stop. So what are you saying? Um, but probably they want what they want out of Chenle, I don't know. They probably want him to be more devoted to the company, and be more, showing more gratitude, and being like more like, you know, being like sort of like this person that is like, always like, um, being like, um, very appreciative, and saying thank you all the time, like, oh, thank you for the opportunity. Oh, I'm so proud. Oh, and he cannot do that. He cannot be like this. He cannot do that. He cannot be like, oh, thank you so much for the opportunity, because, oh, you're amazing. Oh, I feel so proud. Oh, wow, I admire you. You're my favorite star from all the time. When I was younger, I saw you on TV and you're my number one star. And, sort of being a fanboy, or and adorating, authorities. And he's like, no, I am my own authority. I am the emperor. So it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. It was fun today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you had fun. And guys, I know Samara said that she had recommendations. So I don't know if Samara is still in here, if she can like put it on the channel, on not the channel, on Discord, on suggestions, so I can write it down for the videos of next week, or for the next live. I know someone mentioned Mamam, so I'm going to write them down as well so I don't forget. But yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Love you. Have a great weekend. Bye.